Yeah, okay.
Good evening, everyone. Before we get started with our regularly scheduled board meeting, it is that time of year where we need to have our fiscal year 2023-24 appropriations ordinance public hearing. So at this time, I'll call to order the Village of Midlothian's fiscal year 2023-24 appropriations ordinance public hearing, Wednesday, April 26, 2023 at 7 p.m. Roll call, please, Clerk Moskowitz.
Trustee Burnett.
Here.
Trustee Caveney.
Here.
Trustee Crowley. Trustee Hilly.
Here.
Trustee Johnson.
Here.
Trustee Killeley.
Here.
Mayor LaRue.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, sir. The appropriations ordinance has been distributed throughout the board and through our to public. And at this time, I'm asking if there is any comments from the board.
No comment from me.
All right. Is there any comment from the public strictly about the appropriations ordinance? No. Deputy Clerk Kalaki, did you receive any correspondence on this?
No, I didn't.
You did not. Clerk Moskowitz?
I did not, sir.
Then seeing there's no further comment, then I will close the public hearing. That was easy. All right. Moving on. At this time, I'll call to order the regularly scheduled board meeting for the Village of Midlothian, Wednesday, April 26, 2023 at 7:01 p.m. Roll call, please. Clerk Moskowitz.
Trustee Burnett.
Here.
Trustee Caveney.
Here.
Trustee Crowley. Trustee Hilly.
Here.
Trustee Johnson.
Here.
Trustee Killeley.
Here.
Mayor LaRue.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, sir. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence for our fallen veterans.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, I will open the floor to public comment. Is there any public comment tonight? Jean.
Good evening. The Beautification Committee will be meeting tomorrow night at 7:15 here in the chambers. And we have a lot on our agenda for planning, for planting and cleaning up the boxes and everything. I think that's it. I thought I had something else, but
Thank you, Jean. Anyone else? Any public comment? Okay, then I will close the floor to public comment and move on to tonight's consent agenda. Good? Okay. All right. Number one, approval of the fiscal year budget 2024. Number two, approval of ordinance 2120, providing an appropriation for the corporate purposes by the Village of Midlothian, Cook County, Illinois, for the fiscal year beginning May 1st, 2023, ending April 30th, 2024. Number three, approval of ordinance 2121, granting zoning variations to allow for the elimination and reduction of certain off-street parking, landscaping, and screening at 14701 Kenton Avenue. Number four, approval of ordinance 2122, granting zoning variations to allow for narrow driveway with shorter parking stalls, waiving bumper stop requirements, increasing access drive width, elimination, reduction of landscaping elements, and reduction of number of parking stalls, 14620 Springfield Avenue. Number five, continuing need to minutes. Number six, approval of resolution 23-0426-B and the Northern Illinois Gas Company, 147th Street and 147th Place. Number seven, approval of the changes made to the compensatory time off policy. Number eight, approval of the changes made to the cell phone policy. Number nine, approval of the changes made to the equipment return policy. Number 10, approval of the completed version of the employee handbook. Number 11, approval of the Community Policing Safety Committee mission statement. Number 12, approval of the April 5th, 2023 committee meeting minutes. Number 13, approval of the April 12th, 2023 board meeting minutes. Number 14, approval of the March 2023 Administration Department monthly report. Number 15, approval of the March 2023 Building Department monthly report. Number 16, approval of the March 2023 Fire Department monthly report. Number 17, approval of the March 2023 Police Department monthly report. Number 18, approval of the March 2023 Public Works Department monthly report. Number 19, approval of the March 2023 Treasurer's monthly report. And number 20, approval of the list of bills. Is there any item any trustee would like off of tonight's consent agenda?
Yes, Mayor, I would like number 7 removed.
Number 7,
Can we also remove number 6 for a correction?
number 6. Anyone else?
Number 5, please.
Number 5. All right, anyone else? Then, I am looking for a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda without items number 5, which is the resolution for the continuing need for the confidentiality of certain closed session minutes. Number 6, approval of resolution with the easement agreement for the Village of Midlothian and Cook County, Illinois and Northern Illinois Gas Company. And number 7, approval to the changes made to the compensatory time off policy. Looking for a motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please, Clerk Mosque.
Trustee Cavney.
Aye.
Trustee Burbett.
Aye.
Trustee Hilly.
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Trustee Killily.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Sorry, I wasn't more intriguing. Yeah. Now get it done. Now get it done. All right, at this time, I am looking for a motion to approve Resolution 23-0426-A, finding the continuing need for confidentiality of certain closed session minutes.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Discussion.
Mayor, according to Attorney Valdez, this review should be done in closed session before we approve this resolution.
That could be the case if there was something any trustee thought needed to be reviewed. Oh, okay. So then,
April 12th.
then I would look for, well, geez, I would do that now. We're postponing it to a closed session? Revise the motion.
Yes, the Open Meeting Act requires that you meet. The Open Meeting Act requires that the board meets and makes a finding that the minutes are no longer required for confidentiality. Or the opposite, that
Right.
it should be released.
Right.
And
Right.
once you do that, we can come out here and inform the public that that's what happened.
Since it's not on the agenda, why don't we schedule it for a future meeting then?
Well, it is on the agenda.
But we can
No,
postpone
but,
it to another meeting.
Yeah, we could postpone it to
Oh,
another
yeah,
meeting.
sure, yeah. I'm just saying, if the board.
Yes, okay.
You can do it in 2 minutes, but if the
So-
board wants.
Well,
Then we
okay.
wanna-
If
we
there's
want
an
to-
issue,
There may be an issue.
Okay.
Apparently, there may be an issue. So then I'm looking for trustee Cavney to revise her motion to postpone this item,
temporarily postpone.
temporarily postpone it until next week.
I'll revise my motion to temporarily postpone item number 5 on the consent agenda.
I'll second.
You'll second your motion to,
Her new
Her
motion.
motion to postpone. Roll call. Roll call, please.
Trustee Cavney.
Aye.
Trustee Hilly.
Aye.
Trustee Burbett.
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Trustee Killily.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Maria, can you please have this on our agenda next week for closed session, and then following closed session, possible approval? All right. Then I'm moving on to number 6. I'm looking for a motion to approve Resolution 23-0426-B, an easement agreement between the Village of Midlothian, Cook County, Illinois, and Northern Illinois Gas Company, 147th, 147th Street Place. Looking for a motion.
I'll make the motion.
This is the one where we need to make the correction.
So it's
I'll
a-
second that.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion?
We need to make a correction to the definition of where it's located. It states south of 147th Street and west of 147th Place, which is impossible, so. Not sure what the
What
place
page-
is
what
supposed to
page
be,
is that
but
on?
that's impossible.
What page is the correction? Or which document? There's there's 2 or 3 here.
It is Exhibit A, I believe. Let's see. Boy.
It's actually on the first page too.
Is it?
After the first whereas, on page 1.
Anywhere else?
Come on.
I only see that one.
So,
That's the attorney, we can change it on the face.
Yes, just amend, you can, the village board always has the ability to amend a written ordinance to correct it at the meeting.
But do we know what the correct location is?
it would have to be north of 147th Place. Superintendent Sperry, do you have any input on this? So,
South of 147th Strestreet and
Through the village green.
north of 147th
so
Place.
north of 147th Place.
But you're gonna need an east-west marker as well, aren't you?
Just east of the, furniture store,
West of Waverly.
So,
Springfield?
east of Springfield, west of
Springfield.
Abrams. And if those, either one of those streets go through there, but I don't know if that would.
East of
As long as the
Springfield.
clerk has the right back number.
East of Springfield, west of Pavers.
South of 147th, north of 147th Place. Board's good with that?
Yes.
Just want it to be legal.
Motion to approve the amendment.
We already have the motion on the table.
Yeah, now you have to approve the amendment to change it.
So then I would need a motion to approve the amendment to the face of amendment, or, what do you call it?
Resolution?
The resolution, Exhibit A. We are changing the wording of the location to south of 147th, north of 147th Place, east of Springfield, and west of Avers. In a motion to approve that amendment.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All right.
Trustee Burbett?
Aye.
Trustee Killily?
Aye.
Trustee Cagney?
Aye.
Trustee Hilly?
Aye.
Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
Motion carries. Mayor LaRue?
Aye. So that approves the agreement. We don't have to do another vote on it.
So
Thanks.
I just want to confirm, we changed the language on the actual easement agreement, not on the resolution?
Yeah, that language isn't actually on the resolution, it's
Okay.
only on the exhibit.
Right. Well, it's not well, there's Exhibit A, and then there's the easement agreement. It's on the easement agreement also.
Sorry, that's what I was looking at, easement agreement, not Exhibit A. Exhibit A is the map, right?
Okay. Got it. Yes, the Exhibit A is the map.
All right.
First whereas, okay, very good.
Moving on, looking for a motion to approve the changes made to the commissary time off policy.
I'll make the motion. I know I deleted it, but I'll tell you during.
I'll second.
Okay.
Okay.
Discussion.
Discussion. All right, I had discussion with, after this went on the agenda, I had discussion with trustee Crowley and with trustee Killily, and the three of us agreed. It's imperative that we do get this compensatory time off policy approved, because we have our new payroll system that's going live on Monday, May 1st. However, there is some cleanup language that needs to be taken care of, and so we agreed that we would discuss it at the May Finance Committee meeting and then approve the changes later on in the month of May at the next following board meeting. So I just wanted to be transparent and let the board know that that's what the three of us had discussed.
So Kathy, to clarify, did I hear you say that you're pulling it off because of language? But I also heard you say that
We're gonna approve it. We're still gonna approve it today.
Okay, that's part of
Yes.
it. That's why I heard different language.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to clarify.
Yes, we're
Thank
still
you.
gonna approve it today, but some of the language in the document needs to be corrected and clarified. And so we will make those corrections in the month of May.
Anyone else? Roll call, please.
Trustee Kami,
Aye.
Trustee Burbett,
Aye.
Trustee Hilly,
Aye.
Trustee Johnson,
Aye.
Trustee Killilee.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. While that appeared to be a rough consent agenda tonight, I appreciate everyone's input, and sometimes that's how it goes, you know?
We haven't had a consent agenda with 20 items on it in a long time.
I was running out of breath. All right, let's move on to trustee business. Trustee Johnson.
I have nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Trustee Burbett.
Nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Hilly.
Nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Kavanaugh.
Thank you, Mayor. I put this item back on the agenda for discussion. When I brought it up, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, Attorney Valadez was gonna look into it, and he reported back to me today that our language in the villages code is consistent with Illinois statute language. However, I'm asking that we, for confirmation that the hearing officer still has the ability to levy a fine even if what's the right word I want to look for? Even if a violation was committed, if a, let's just say a property maintenance, there was a property maintenance violation and the citation was issued, and the property owner cuts the grass at 4 o'clock, and then they come into court at 7 o'clock and say, oh, my grass is cut, Your Honor. And this is the 5th time he's been in court this same summer doing that type of thing, I just want confirmation that our hearing officer still has the ability to levy some sort of fine against the property owner for continued violation of, property maintenance ordinances of the same one.
Not under the Illinois statute. It specifically references weeds and noxious foliage. I sought to carve out a little exception for weeds, to say that that's not really a building code violation, because the first part of the statute references a structure. But then later on in the enacting part of it, the statute, which, you had a copy of, it does say weeds. So if a litigant comes before the hearing officer and their grass has been cut and is no longer in violation, then under Illinois law, that is a defense.
Okay, but what if it's not weeds and grass? What if it's something more substantial, a dangerous fence, a dangerous property situation?
Well, then that would be different if it's not in compliance. And that's another thing that we have done to be considerate to residents, is that if they made a good faith effort to be in compliance, but they weren't quite in compliance, we would give them a continuance and allow them to make the proper repairs to be in compliance by the next board meeting. If it's the board's directive, technically at that moment, whether they made a good faith effort or not, they are not in compliance, and that would not be a defense. We've tried to do that to try and, give some reward to residents who are trying to get in compliance. But the hearing officer does not have to give an extension and does not have to take into consideration that they tried but just missed the ability, they missed complying. Literally, the statute says if you're if you're in compliance the moment you're before the hearing officer, that's a defense. If you're not, in other words, you have one more step to do, you have one more part of the lawn to do, that's a finable offense.
Okay. All right, that's all I have.
That's it?
Yep, that's it.
Really?
Yep.
Keep going.
I reserve the right to raise my hand in a minute if I think of something else. Oh, I do have a couple.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sorry about that. Saturday is cleanup day. You thought you were gonna get off easy, didn't you? Saturday is cleanup day. Please join us, 8:30 at the Public Works Garage. We'll have lots of work. We'll have gloves and garbage bags, so we hope to have, see a lot of volunteers. We do have a commitment from Bremen High School for approximately 50 students. Several of the sports teams are gonna come out and help, and then several of the other student groups. So we'll have about 50 Bremen kids, and we would hope to see, lots of village volunteers and residents come and join us. Next item, this afternoon, the mayor and I and trustee Killily met, the managing members of the Cook County Land Bank, and it was a very productive meeting. They gave us a lot of information and are looking forward to working directly with us to help get some of our tax delinquent commercial properties back on the tax rolls. So they were very helpful.
They did mention, you might have not been on the call at that time, but they did mention that we do not have a large inventory of, or we don't have a very big inventory of tax delinquent properties, so they
Right.
thought that was.
Yeah, that is a good thing.
And did you get a thorough explanation of the Stronger Communities program to Ida?
The land bank, the South Suburban Land Bank, does that too. So when that comes up through the land bank, we'll have a resolution for the communities. It's up to a certain amount, though, it's not an unlimited amount
Right,
either.
they-
That's the thing.
Yeah, the Stronger, just so everybody else knows, what was the program called again? The
Stronger Communities.
Stronger Communities is a program through the state where they provide grant funds to municipalities that have buildings that need to be demolished. And when the program comes up again, if we have buildings that need to be demolished, we can apply for grant funds to help us get that work accomplished. And one last thing, I did send the board very late today quotes for TNT lawn maintenance. They are the lawn vendor that the village has used for the last two cutting seasons in 2021 and 2022 to take care of vacant private property lawns. And the building department is very happy with their service, and they charged us $65 per residential lot. I think if they had to do a much bigger lot than any of our standard lots here in town, they would contact the building department and let them know if the fee would be a little bit more. But basically, they're charging us $65 a lot. So I just wanted to make the board aware of that, and I put their proposal on next week's agenda for approval. And now that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'll move on quickly. Trustee Killen.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Let's move on to department heads. Chief Hotweiser.
I have nothing to say, sir.
Thank you, sir. Chief Delaney.
Nothing this evening, sir.
Deputy Clerk Kolacki. Oh, thank you, sir. Deputy Clerk Kolacki.
They got the hometown hero banners are going to be displayed the week of May 8th, so we're working on that. And at the board meeting, the next board meeting, three sisters will be joining us, coming in to introduce themselves to the board and the village.
Did everyone read the story in the patch? It was a very
Very nice story.
Very nice story, very cute story.
Yeah.
So, hope for the best, wish them the best, and we all should go over there for ice cream. Or, sorry, not ice cream.
Best
Custard.
idea the mayor's
Custard.
ever had.
Thank you, ma'am. Superintendent Witt.
Nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you, sir. Superintendent
I
Sperry.
didn't mean for you to.
Just a couple quick updates, the Jolly Home Stone Sewer Cleaning Televising. The Jolly Homes Storm Sewer Cleaning and Televising Project will hopefully be finishing up within the next week or two. They're on the last stretch of cleaning the pipe that goes out to the creek in Markham. And the fire hydrant painting project should start sometime shortly after Memorial Weekend. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Engineer Huss.
Thank you, Mayor. Just to piggyback on what Superintendent Sperry just said about Jolly Homes, just a reminder that at next week's committee meeting, when we have a presentation before about getting more into detail on the design and plans we have, get everybody's feedback and That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Harris?
The only thing I have is the second round of village stickers and pet tag renewals will be mailed out May 1st. So the second round for residents to have the opportunity to pay their water bill and village stickers and pet tags at the same time. And that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Director Redmond?
No report tonight, Mayor.
Oh, come on now.
Okay, you want me to make something up?
Tell us about the budget.
I do have something, if I may. No, but real quickly, seriously, I want to thank the board and all of our department heads for making this budget process very successful this year. I'm very pleased of where we have come and looking forward to next year, and we'll start early and keep this trend going. So, thanks, everybody.
And congratulations to us for passing a budget before May 1st.
Rome wasn't built in a day. But that's exactly what I was going to say. I just wanted you to say it yourself. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am. Attorney Valdez.
Yes, we've had a little rough spot in terms of our liabilities. We've had 3 lawsuits in the last 45 days, 2 of them involving our general liability policy, and 1 of them involving our law enforcement liability policy. In addition to that, though, we do have good news on Friday. It is pursuant to the board's approval that you gave me about a month ago. We will be resolving and settling all matters with Aunt Martha's. And I'm happy to tell you that we actually are going to pay them an amount that is $100 less than you approved. Because when they appealed to the court for additional attorney's fees that were prohibited by the settlement agreement, we discovered that the judge had made a $100 math mistake. And so the net effect was to reduce it by $100. But Friday, we will be done and out of that litigation.
Beautiful. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you, sir. So I had asked for closed session tonight to discuss the purchase, lease, or sale of the Radio Lodge. Unfortunately, I don't have anything specific to present to you, so it's inappropriate to go to closed session on that, other than I did receive an official letter from the Midlothian Park District displaying their intention to take over the Radio Lodge property. So if it pleases the board, I'd like to work with them to draft or get an official proposal together so that I could present to the board in closed session. Is that good?
Yes.
And that's what we'll do. We'll help from you. All right. Only other thing, as I mentioned last week, I will continue to talk about the 37th Annual Midlothian Charity Golf Classic. I'll add more, hopefully, as I go, but just keep in mind, this has raised over $550,000 for local charities over the past 36 years. It'll be Monday, August 14th at the historic Midlothian Country Club, and it'll be lots of fun. Spaces are limited, so please get your reservations and money in as quick as possible, because we will sell out. Correct?
Correct.
All right. That's all I have tonight. Clerk Moskowitz.
I have nothing tonight, sir.
All right. Seeing there's no further business coming for the board, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned.